So I think I've read through every magazine we have in the house like 3 times already. It's February here in DC, and it's about that time for me to start thinking about some things I want to plant. So I have some ideas, and now I need to figure out how to take these ideas and put them on paper so that I can plan out my garden this growing season. So before I do so though, I'm curious to know one thing. What are you going to grow this season?
I like to grow unusual things, so I've thought about growing cotton once more, or heirloom plants, something unusual like heirloom cantaloupe.
So this year in my small raised bed garden I plan on doing several variations of tomatoes, including Roma tomatoes for making sauce. Probably also going to go with the summer squash that I had pretty good success with last year. And I may try a couple of unusual plants. Might do an eggplant. Might consider doing some hot peppers, maybe some cherry hot peppers. Other than that, I am open for suggestions of what will grow in this area.
I don't want to grow anything because the deer will eat it.
Hi, Lisa and the Beanstalk. I'd like to grow organic chitlins. Enough with this tree hugging stuff. Enough with this liberal fruit hugging tree hugging everybody trying to grow fruit. We need more pig products in America. That's where I stand. Help me produce something in my yard that tastes like pork. Thank you. Thank you, America.
So now it's time for me to plan out my garden. So I wanted to show you a simple method I use. When I think about planning out my garden, I actually break it down into squares. One of the things I do use is the square foot method. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so the square that I'm drawing represents the border for my garden. And the measurements for my garden is 4 by 4. And this is a picture of my garden. And the square that you saw on the paper is the same square in the garden. All right, so I'm just going to show you how I use the squares. This square, the measurement is 1 foot by 1 foot, which equals 1 square foot. And I'm just breaking down my 4 by 4 foot garden into squares. I'm showing you that now. All right, so this would be the first row. And again, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. And I'm going to do 4 rows of squares. And again, that would just represent the base of my garden, the measurement, which is 4 by 4. So I have 4 rows going diagonal and 4 rows going across. And that's what you see in the garden if you were to break it down into squares. All right, now time to choose some plants. So here in this illustration, I'm going to show you how I plan out lettuce. And on the back of the seed package is 6 inches. So I'm just going to draw 2 things of lettuce per square, because if you break down 1 square foot, you can fit in 2 things of lettuce into 1 square. All right, and my drawing is pretty horrible. So again, this is just an example. And if you wanted to choose something larger like broccoli, well, you can use 1 square to plant 1 broccoli, and this is what it will look like in the garden. All right, so now we're going to the second row. You don't want to plant anything in that first square because your plants won't have room to spread out. So you're going to go to the next row, and you're going to offset your plants, which you see me doing here in the illustration. So the second row is offset, and again, it allows room for growth for your plants to spread. And again, if you were to choose broccoli, this is what it would look like offset. And this is the complete finish of your garden. This is Lisa from Lisa and the Beanstalk. Thanks for watching.